During the Las Vegas Raiders offseason program, there's been some players that have played really well, or at least carving out a niche for themselves with this team, but also there's some other ones that are in danger, we'll say, in danger of potentially losing a spot with the Raiders. And I think in our latest edition of Standouts and Fizzouts, we're going to cover all of the teams, or excuse me, all of the players that have definitely stood out for us. So it starts with, first off, what is Standouts and Fizzouts? It's our version of winners and losers because everybody has their own version. So, but, standouts because of players that stood out, Fizzouts because of, that's right, pop. We think pop is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it needs to replace all water. Let us know in the comment section which kind of pop you guys like to drink. Is it Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Diet Dr. Thunder? For those of you that know the real struggle, any of that. Let us know what you guys think as far as you guys drink in the comment section. But there's a list of standouts and fizzouts that we're going to go through, and we're going to go ahead and start with the standouts because, we're optimists on this channel, or optimistic, maybe. Anyway, so first off, Malcolm Koonce. He has been an absolute stud for the Raiders and came on last year, had 8 sacks and everything. But, I mean, Patrick Graham, everybody's raving about Malcolm Koonce because, we've been waiting. And this is what Tyree Wilson was supposed to be, that yin to Max Crosby's yang. But overall, Malcolm Koonce has done a really good job of coming in this offseason and continuing to build on having 8 sacks last year. I think double-digit sacks is in the sights this year. I think that he is a player that is going to continually get better for the Raiders and maybe sign a second contract with the team. At the very least, if he has a good season, he's going to get paid next year. It is what it is. Number 2, probably spoiled it a little bit. Running back, Dylan L. Laube, however you say it, doesn't matter, because overall what does matter is his play on the field. He has been fantastic in the entire offseason program, coming in and showing that he could be this team's Christian McCaffrey, especially with how he can run the football, he can catch, he can pass protect, he can really do it all. And I think when you already have a running back room with guys like Zamir White, Amir Abdullah and company, and Alexander Madison, I think that we were missing that back that could be in the slot, that could be kind of a threat to get a jet sweep or bring another element to this offense, and I think that Dylan L. definitely does that. Number 3, wide receiver Trey Tucker. Now, he was kind of somebody that I had a fizz out earlier in this process, but he has really come on strong over the last, he came on strong for the last couple of weeks for the Raiders as they got done with OTAs and everything and minicamp and all that. So he's going to be a guy that I think he is going to carve out a role as that number 3 behind Davante Adams and Jacoby Myers and all that. So I think Trey Tucker, with the deep threat, his ability to create separation, do all those different things, I think he's going to be a fantastic player for the Raiders this year, and he's going to really continue to improve. Number 4, Max Crosby. I mean, you don't really need to say anything at this point. I mean, the man, he is just the leader on this team. He is the guy that stirs the drink on defense, and he just came in this offseason, did his thing, and continues to be a leader for this team, and I'm really excited to see how he continues to develop as that leader for this team, and really, I think he's going to continue to show why he's one of the most underrated defensive ends in the game right now, and he is definitely not in the discussion as near as much as he needs to be for being the best in the game. Number 5, Christian Wilkins. So Bleacher Report came out with something the other day about how the Raiders are going to regret signing Christian Wilkins. No, they're not. Let's make that clear right now. No, they are not, because Christian Wilkins, this team has been sorely lacking pressure up the middle for a long time, and Christian Wilkins has been that guy. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to be regretting that anytime soon. He's one of those guys that's got a great first step. I think he can take up some double teams when he needs to, but he's going to be that penetration that this interior defensive line for the Raiders has sorely needed. Number 6, Jacoby Myers. So we all know Davante Adams, he's going to do his thing and be excited about it and everything. And then also Jacoby Myers, with what he brings as that true number 2 wide receiver, he's just an absolute stud, and I'm really excited to see him really improve. And I think they were talking about 1,000 yards and everything. I think it's definitely doable for Jacoby Myers, and then obviously Davante Adams doing his thing. Yeah, Trey Tucker there at wide receiver, but he's very much a number 2 wide receiver, and I think he is going to really separate himself this year. And I'm looking for a career year. I'm not going to be lying to you at all. Actually, that's it for our standouts. As far as fizzouts, a little bit of a different story. So number 1 for our fizzouts, because again, pop. Let us know in the comment section which kind you drink. It's Gardner Minshew. So I understand that you could probably put both quarterbacks in this particular spot, but right now, if I had to choose, I'm definitely going Aiden O'Connell as the starting quarterback, but I'm not going to put Aiden O'Connell as a fizz-out because he, to me, has shown in the past that he can at least lead this team to be on the cusp of making the playoffs. I consider himself to be a player that can get better and might not be a superstar in the NFL, but he's a guy that can at least be a capable game-managing quarterback that can spread the ball out to your weapons, and I think he can get you a couple of wins when you need it. So, but as far as Gardner Minshew goes, being a fizz out, like, if you come into a quarterback competition, you need to blow the doors off the hinges, and especially with Gardner Minshew coming in with a new offense and everything, like, he is ground level with Aiden O'Connell. But right now, he has done essentially both of them have done nothing to separate themselves. But specifically Gardner Minshew, he needs to step it up because, and I do like that latest photo shoot that came out with them, but he needs to step it up because I think that he is going to get his opportunity at some point this season, but it's definitely leading more towards Aiden O'Connell. Number 2, Brandon Fasay-Son. So really the entire cornerback room for the Raiders has been underwhelming. You've got Jack Jones, who's going to be a stud. I'm not worried about him, but the opposite end of him is who I'm worried about. So, you got Fasay-Son, you got Jacorian Bennett and all that and everything, but I mean, I think Ben has been the one that's getting most of the first team reps and everything, so Fasay-Son's got to figure it out, as well as the rest of these DBs, because we need guys to be able to make plays in the secondary, because that's the biggest question mark for me. Number 3, Tyree Wilson. So don't get me wrong, this is more of a fact that, like, Malcolm Kuntz just blew himself out of the water last season and even in the offseason program. Tyree Wilson really needs to carve out a role. I understand that he slimmed down. He needed to spend time on the inside last year to help with his development. Don't care. You got to step it up. You're a first-round draft pick. I expect at least 5 to 10 sacks this year to be able to justify that pick, if you ask me. Number 4, and the final one, is Byron Young. I've been really excited about the entire offseason program for the Raiders, and I think there's a lot of players that have done really well. Byron Young hasn't been horrible, but at the same time, it's like you brought in Christian Wilkins. You brought back all those guys in the middle there. And so Byron Young needs to separate himself, especially as a former third-round pick, and find a way to stay on the roster or at least make some noise in training camp and all of that. But that is it. That is our latest edition of Standouts and Fizzouts. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hey, let us know what kind of pop you drink in the comment section down below. Is it that Coke, Pepsi, Diet Dr. Thunder, whatever it is. But let us know what you guys think about our latest edition of Standouts and Fizzouts, and we'll see you on the next video.